Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? All right. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Mike. I like to do, I'm not a professional artist. I want to put that out there right now. I'm an aspiring professional artist, hence the name of the series. I like to do several different kinds of things. I do the fundamentals of art, and I try to give you hints and stuff along the way of what I feel is helpful or has been helpful for me. And I also like to do series like the one I'm getting ready to do, which is a character design series. So, what we're going to be doing is this is a group of characters that I created at this point maybe a year ago. I'm going to redesign them. They're a bit bland, and I would like to fix that. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to start the process of redesigning these characters as I move forward. So, yep, alright. Welcome, everybody, welcome. Pumpkin Pie, Peter, Coop. I don't know what was just going on. My chat wasn't like showing, which was weird, so I apologize for that. Yeah, I wear glasses. These are not like prescription, I guess. They're just blue light glasses. I forget to wear them sometimes, but I try to wear them as frequently as I can, and I wanted to do a slightly longer stream today, so I decided to put them on. Alright, so these are the characters we are redesigning. So we'll get to that in just a bit. I didn't get a chance to do a warm-up yet, so I am going to do a quick warm-up. Put that over here. We'll just do like 5 gesture poses. Today's stream, I'm going to be going through like basically the entire process of what I do when I'm creating a character. So this is going to probably be not the most eventful stream because it's just going to be the planning phase. But we'll get there. I appreciate all of you, by the way, for consistently coming to the streams. Did not finish that statement. Oh, I won't be. I'll make sure I get give my eyes some rest. Appreciate you looking after me. So yep, 5 2-minute gestures, perfect. So we'll do a 10-minute warm-up. References are in the upper right-hand corner of the screen for you. Soon I'm gonna invest in a green screen. I think they just have them at BJ's, so I'll get one of those. So it makes the display of the stream a little bit nicer to look at. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Take care of yourselves. As far as the length of the stream, today I'll probably be maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'll probably stop at around 3. This head is massive, so we will pull that back down a little bit. Oops. Eclipse. Yeah, what's up, Chumboy? Eclipse for me starts at 3, I believe, or somewhere around there. So I have a little bit of time before the eclipse starts. I don't have the proper glasses to view it, but I do want to try to snap a picture. This music, I don't know if anybody has watched or played Super Mario Sunshine, but the beat to this reminded me of that. I will not burn my retinas. Do not worry. I have a plan. I'm going to view it, not really, but I'm gonna take pictures, but I'm gonna have it on my phone and like pull it up like this so I'm not looking at the sun. I'm gonna assume for you, Pumpkin Pie, you probably aren't going to see it. If it's 8 p.m. where you are, it's probably not going to be visible where you are. I did it once. I viewed an eclipse with the naked eye. Ah. Uh, yes, I do have a plan. I kind of just explained it. It's not a great plan. I know Mario, but I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I just don't find interesting, except Mario race game. Okay. Yeah, Mario was a like one of my favorite like childhood games. But Super Mario Sunshine was the one that has that beat kind of that I was just talking about. I think the head on this one's actually a little small, weirdly enough, after all the bigger heads that I was doing on accident. Yeah, I think that there was like a partial eclipse here, like 2007, 16, 17. 2017? Oh, okay. I mean, he had to risk his eyes for science, right? I will say, chat, that one felt pretty good. What's up, Max? Do you want to see everybody? Give me 1 second, bud. Guys, we're gonna have a Max viewing, I think. He's wanting to be on camera. Give me 1 second, bud. Okay, I hear you. Give me 1 second. Max, I hear you, buddy. You gotta give me a second. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably because we just did this yesterday, but the gestures today are feeling pretty solid. Hopefully that translates over to decent character design. I actually like my gesture more than this reference photo. I'm not even lying. Like, I actually like it better. It has like a more of like a crunch to it that makes it look pretty solid. Like, okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And oh, thank you for the comment on the thumbnail. Appreciate it. All right, give me 1 second. Max wants to be on screen. Come here, bud. Come on. Come on. Come see everybody. All right, here's Max. He wanted to be on screen. He's a good little man. Okay. All right. You went back down now? You good? You can't sit in my lap during the stream, though, bud. Love you. Go get in your bed. Go get in your bed. If you want to play, go get your ball. I'll throw your ball to you. Go get your ball. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Go get it. Go get it. Max is going to be mad at me in a minute. Nah, you can't steal them. Unfortunately. I'd miss the little guy too much. Alright. Alright, so let's get this started. So again, these are the characters that I'm going to be doing a redesign of. I kind of have this like idea for what I want them to look like. What I'm also doing, I'm gonna put these on another screen, just for me to view, but I just wanted to show y'all again. What I'm thinking about doing is making them a bit more like, here, I'll put these back up for a second so you can see what I'm talking about. So, these just make another layer. So these guys right here, I'm going to be recreating them to probably have like larger horns. Like this one will have shorter horns, but this one will have pretty long horns. I'm also gonna make them have like a more, what's that word I'm looking for? Like lanky look to them. A little bit more bony. And that way, I don't know, it'll just make them look a little bit creepier. And what I'm also doing is I have a sheet on this other, like on my other, well, not my other screen, but actually I probably should put it on my other screen. So I have a sheet, like a reference sheet on my other screen over here. And these references are of the gaming, sorry, I don't know if it's true, but it looked like Death Note anime. I mean, might be wrong. Do these? I don't know. It's a good question. I haven't really watched or read any of Death Note. So the characters, or the style that I'm going to try to base this off of is going to be the style of the studio that I want to apply to. So, you know, you're going to see me, and I'll explain, like, what I'm trying to do here, but, like, I think in this part of the series, I'll try to talk about what my mindset is as I'm trying to get a portfolio that's ready for them to see. But really the foundation of it is, if you have a studio that you want to work at, what you want to do is go and look at their application. They have a job description there, most likely. And the smaller indie studios, from what I've noticed in my research, is they say exactly what they want on there, right? So it'll be like looking for a junior artist that can create creatures and characters. Sometimes it'll be and environmental designs too. Strong like skill set and clothing and armor, right? Like those are the things you want to look at, and if that's a studio you really want to work for, you need to get your foot in the door by doing everything that studio wants on their list, right? But the other thing too is like look to see exactly what their style is as well. If you don't have like a style that's close to theirs, they're not going to hire you. Like for instance, if you're applying for like to, you know, be a next designer for Pokemon, but your designs and stuff look super serious and they look more like something that belongs in like Jurassic Park, you're not going to get that job. Like why would they hire you? Your stuff is super different from what they're looking for. So I'm going to be basing my designs off of what I'm seeing in their previous games and one of the current games that they're working on. And just try to see if I can, you know, figure out their stylistic choices and figure out what they like to do. And I'll talk about what I'm seeing along the way as well. All right, so, yep, so we'll probably work on these two character designs to start with. We'll go here, then here, and then for this guy, like, I want him to look dramatically different, and her as well. So they'll all look very, very different from one another. But they're also going to hopefully look more interesting, because right now they're kind of meh. So, alright. Let's get started here. What is this? Oh, okay, that's what I just did. Let's do new. I don't think it needs to be quite that big. Character sheet. Let's do that. Alright, so I'm going to put those basic design on a different sheet over here, along with the one that I had before that I was just talking about. Alright, So let's get started here. I'm going to do it similar to what I did last time. I'll probably come up with a bit of a shape language at first, and then start to move forward from there. So I'm going to look up some references. Oh gosh, my phone's going nuts. Is this important? Alright. Let me think here. You know what? I actually don't know if I need to do all that. Yeah, let's I'm gonna start off just with a basic silhouette or a basic like gestural design of like just a standing pose. Then I'm gonna play with the proportions and then start to create a nice silhouette. So like I said, I want these characters to be kind of tall and lanky. Alright, so how do you do that? The first thing is I'm going to make the neck a bit longer. Probably around there. Alright, so that's number one. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't expect myself to like be able to get this job soon. I'm gonna apply for it, but that's mostly going to be just to start like a bit of a clock for myself, because right now I've just not been doing it. So when you're doing characters that are really tall, the way that you kind of change their proportions is you just kind of make their legs a bit longer, and their arms longer to match. And the reason for that is because our bodies, our torsos, like relatively the same size for even like really bigger people and some people who are on the shorter end. Of course, like bigger people have slightly longer torsos, but you really get it in the legs, and the arms and things like that. So and this silhouette, this thing does not have to be perfect, because this is just very initial design. Yes, I would agree with that. There are ways to make tall females that look more feminine, but yeah, I would agree with you. Yo, Armor, how's it going? And thank y'all for the hearts. I really appreciate it. All right. All right. So I'm pretty happy with this initial like sketch. So as you can see, here I can even pull one of these characters up just as a reference. Thank y'all for the hearts. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So I want y'all to see the differences. I can make them the same height, just for the sake of this. But so if you look from here to here, and then you double that. So I'm just gonna scoop this, copy and paste, copy and paste, and you can see from there to there. I mean, this one I actually realized that as I was doing it, the legs are a bit shorter than they should be. But Mike, when do you think you'll be hitting 3K subs? I don't know. Thank you, Pumpkin Pie. The amount of like subs that I got in the past like few weeks dipped dramatically. I think it's because of one, I haven't been as consistent. But two, I've been doing just gesture drawing again, and I think that captures less. So I'm hoping that doing, and I want to do this more regularly. I think every day that I'm gonna work on these characters, I'm just gonna start streaming it, because why not? But yeah, I'm hopefully, like I would say, what are we at now? Like 20, almost 2,400. Give me 1 second, I'll check. Yeah, we're almost at 24. Maybe in like 3 or 4 months would be ideal, but we'll see. I'm hoping to get to 4K by New Year. That would be awesome. Anyways, going back to this. So as you can see, about the same from head to bottom of the crotch to the bottom of the crotch to the legs, right? So now let's look at this character over here. Here to here. And then if we double it, then you can see not quite the same. And to be honest with you, I want this character to appear even taller. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the head smaller. So now this character looks even larger. Alright, so that's how you make characters look really like tall. Alright, so I'm pretty satisfied with this this like build of a character. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go and kind of clean this up. Maybe here, let me get rid of these 2 layers. Oops, don't need that. Alright, so I'm just gonna build a little bit on top of this character, just to make it a little bit cleaner, and then we'll move from there. And at this point, again, no need for an extraordinary amount of details, right? You just need to get enough in there for the silhouette. I'm mostly saying that for myself right now, rather than being super helpful for y'all. Let me just do the pen, just so I know that I'm getting. Alright, no details, just. Because this is just going to be a silhouette. Again, mostly talking to myself here. The wrist needs to be a little bit thicker than that. Not too much, but just a bit. I'm not really going to care about the hands for now. Just put in little mitts. The other thing too is just making sure that you're like, yeah, these legs are much longer than what typical legs are, but you want to maintain the proportions of how legs should be, right? So like from thanks. That's funny. But you want to maintain the proportions of how things relate to one another. And the way that you do that is just making sure that, okay, like for instance, the from here to here ish is about the same height or length as here to here, and I can see that it's the bottom half is a bit too long, so I'm gonna shorten that bottom half up just a bit and do the same down here. Again, this doesn't need to be pretty. It's just so I can get a decent silhouette going. Alright, almost there. Let's get this going. Also, this is a tall looking man. Since he's tall, yeah. Let me see something. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Cool. So I can just, it doesn't matter what's on the inside, really. Also, I see, just like, what size you need to draw a body. Yeah, so like, bodies are about, I mean, the height of a character is about 7 to 8 heads in general. So you want to, you know, go off of that when you're creating characters, and then you know, there's other little measurements too, like you're fine, don't have to apologize. Like one head length, if you do your second head length, you should hit at about where your sternum ends. Wait a second. This back arm is weirdly longer than the other one. Need to change that. The length of your arms, like, should be enough for your hands to at the very least cover up where your crotch is. Just stuff like that. There's a bunch of little measurements. I like to sometimes, like for longer arms, like what we have going here, I find that about halfway on the thigh board feels about right. These feet are very teeny tiny. All right. Okay, so I think that this is a good start here. So now we can do this. That looks about right. We can invert it. Oh, missed this section here. We can invert, and fill. Whoops, did not invert. And fill. Alright, I'm gonna just clean up the silhouette just a bit here. That's really it. Alright, so now we have a nice clean silhouette. To start with, you never have to apologize, Pumpkin Pie, for typing in the chat. So now that we have the foundation, we can start to work. Sorry, I gotta take my jacket off, I'm getting a little warm. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna copy and paste this a few times. Let's go layer, duplicate, and duplicate. Shift this over. And shift this one over. Alright, so now it's time for me. I mean, you don't have to apologize for supporting. I think it's I should be thanking you for your support. Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing that. It's not needed. So now what we do is we'll take, I can probably just put all of them on the same layer. Let's take and just tone them back down a bit. So now I can work off of just the silhouettes. And I think what I want to work towards is, I definitely know like some of the stuff that they're gonna have, like horns and things like that. But I wanna be sure that I have a silhouette that's like at least semi-interesting. So we'll try some things. Let's go. This cube brush. Make the cube brush bigger. And definitely do not zoom in. Definitely no details here. Right. Oops. I'm gonna pop a layer on top. Alright, so we have the horn here. Let's do... this. So in the previous one, they had like these like Grim Reaper-esque looking cloak things on. So I will keep that for this initial design to some capacity here. Alright, so the only problem with something like that, something like this is it makes for a pretty boring silhouette, because you just have this like cloak. What I'm thinking about doing, what I'm thinking about doing, and I'll do it for the next silhouette, is I'm thinking about creating like almost like a magical cloak, and it falls in line with what the company that I'm looking at, kind of what they have for some of their designs. So I'm definitely gonna see what I can do with that in just a second. But first, let's finish this one off. I like this idea of these spikes. For the hands, make those long fingers. And same with the feet here. Make it pretty long. And maybe I can have, I'm gonna make like some tears in here. Gosh, my phone is just going bananas. Okay. And are there things from this previous, so one thing that I did like is they had these like gems kind of in their body. I need to stay away from, I don't want to do this as a design for anything at this point, just because I've used that shape so much. So what I will do instead is I'm gonna make their their gem things like more of a triangular shape. Triangles, sharp things, danger, right? That's typically, or a warning. So that's typically what you get from those. We'll keep that one as is. I had this idea for the head of another one. It had this like long, like flowing hair. So I'm gonna go with this design for a second, which I already like this one better. It has like a more defined silhouette. And then, can I add here? Can maybe give it like this like skeleton mask, maybe. Yeah. So these characters that I'm creating are all part of like a manga that I will create at some point. I'm doing like I'm trying to do more of like a world building exercise to get a portfolio ready for applying to the jobs that I want to apply to. But yeah, these characters are part of a world that I am creating, or have been creating for some time actually. So instead of the like Reaper cloak, I'm gonna give, just to go with the flow theme, I'm gonna give this guy this like raggedy looking cape thing. I think that this might, and to keep consistent with the shape language, I can have it like the tethers kind of come to a triangular shape. So just gonna do a quick outline here so I can select the inside, make it bigger. And I'm going to talk a bit, after we've come up with a design that we like, I'm going to talk a bit about the tendencies of the company's artwork that I'm looking at. Because you'll want to make sure that you also are doing things in line with those tendencies. Oops. And that's consistent like with the color, the overall feel of the character designs, things of that nature. How will you create like a manga, book, or webtoon? Yeah, it would be I'm gonna do a webcomic when the time comes, so it'll just be like a scroll. But I think that that'll end up being after after I get an art related job. Like, this is more important to me for now, is being able to get a job in the art field. Oops. Alright. Coming in here. Oops. And in this next part, y'all can all help me out. Like, I'll do a poll and everything in just a bit. After we finish the, oops, that's not what I wanted. After we finish all 3 designs, you can tell me which one y'all like better. Alright, and now I'm going to also some like, the holes will end up being more triangular in shape, so it's probably something like this. What do you mean by own store? I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry. Alright. Let's turn this back a bit. Maybe I could still like do something like this. And then you can also alright. I like the second one, and I like the first one. The first one is more in line with what I was doing to begin with, and the second one is something completely new, which I also enjoy. Um, so if I do a webtoon, it'll probably just be on the app that I want to post it on will be Voice Me. The If you're thinking about like a store to like sell things, I'll just end up like if it gets popular enough or if I become popular enough to have merchandise, just have my own like website with a store or I'll figure something out with that. Um, but my plan is to get hired doing concept art and then as like a side gig, do my manga. My manga is very important to me, but getting the job is more important. All right. And then let's do one more. So I'm keeping the horns in all three designs because it's something that I have decided that I would like to do. So now let me think here. I could do something that is here. Let me try. So give him a hood. Maybe have this. So this, instead of being like hair, this is part of his hood. Okay, sounds good. Enjoy your water. Um, and then looks a little wonky. Let's get rid of that. That was quick. It was a quick water break. Trying to think here. Let me look up. Need a little bit of inspiration here, so I am going to look up. Maybe just look at more of these creature designs in here. What if instead of 2 horns, oops, let's try doing maybe just like 1 giant horn. Do I like that though? No, I don't really like that. Hmm. Now that would be different. Let's do something like this. That's funny. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a good thought, because what you don't want to do is don't want to like, because right now my brain's telling me I like this one a lot. You don't want to just find one that you you like quite a bit and just be like, okay, my next ones don't have to have that much thought or effort. You should like each design that you create. So even though it's pretty similar to my initial one, I do like this one. I do like this one right now the most, with probably some minor changes and things. But I need to find a third one that I also like just as much, just so that, I'm not just like being lazy, basically. Um, if I did something like this. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm working more with anatomy. And I'm doing something that's more like how like a wolf, or like a dog, or werewolf I should say. Kind of like that kind of leg pattern. And then maybe, would a good character be like if you draw like a black bird thing? That would be a pretty interesting character, like a bird kind of character where that's like also, it's like almost like I can't remember what the characters in Zelda are called, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, Zelda created Breath of the Wild. They have a character that's like that. They're not black, but one thing I probably could do though. So we'll do this. Let's do, still give it horn. So this is kind of looking like a pan from like Greek mythology a bit. But then what I want to do is I want to have these like smaller biceps. It's like pretty big chest area. But I want these forearms to be beefy. Smaller bicep, beefy forearms. And then let's see here. Let's do like, instead of like flowing hair, do like almost spiked hair. Or it can be shorter. Then let's get rid of these. hands like spider hands. That would be interesting. I'm trying to think here. This isn't a bad idea, but I feel like there's a lot of characters out there that look similar to this too. I want to try to look at their designs a bit more. See if I can find something. It might be helpful. What is this guy? So one thing that's consistent in their art that I'm noticing is they really like that second motion stuff, because a lot of these characters spiders are creepy. I do agree. A lot of their characters have like cloaks in their design. So that tells me they really enjoy like the secondary motion. So maybe this character with like a cloak. All right. Let's do this. I'm gonna block in the silhouette a little bit for this. And oops. We're going to zoom out. I'll pull the opacity back up a bit. Not too much. Alright, so these are the three silhouettes that we have. So let's take a vote. We got 6 people in the chat, so this is 1, 2, and 3. I have an idea for what I want to do, but I'm gonna start a poll. I want to see if you are all around the same mindset as me with the one that I'm thinking. But I will say this, I have ideas on what to do with each of these. Like, I have an idea on what to do here that involves like pieces of each one. So you said switch the design you like? Okay, so we got 3 votes in, I believe, so far. 4 votes in. I'll wait, see if we get one more vote, but I think that kind of does it. 4 votes with 3 of them. With 3 of them being for number 2 so far. So unless everybody agrees on another one and we get split, it looks like number 2. Which I agree with. I think number 2 is definitely the most interesting design. There are some things that are going to be put into number 2 that are be slightly different. How do you open poles? I like the armor design for 3, but I like the wings cape for 2. Okay. How do you open polls? So when you're streaming, there's like the chat, as the chat's going through, there's stuff where you can chat, so I can like type in something in the chat. Oh, you can't see the poll? Oh, that's weird. Oh, I don't know. I'll put your vote in for you though. Give me 1 second. So, oh, I can't. Huh, funny. I used to be able to. Alright, so we'll end the poll there. So number 1 got 0 votes, number 3 got 1 vote, and number 2 got 3 votes. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this one here as the base. Yeah, I just finished it. I just ended it. A poll, it means like it's just something for you to vote on. So it's oh, that's a good question. It's just like a tally of what people like what, basically. Alright, so we'll start with 2. Alright, and this is how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna create this character in a pose that is semi-neutral to start, kind of like I did with the last one, but I'll add stuff onto it so that we, you know, have something cool to look at. And then, well, maybe I'll just do an interesting pose to start, and build upon that. A script? You mean like just having people say it on the chat? I mean, you could do that too. Probably would have been quicker. But alright, so let's just start here. So we have number 2 as the winner. And I think that this is good because it's also the closest to what they create. So what I'm gonna do is copy and paste. Erase. Don't ever get rid of your like, don't completely get rid of. Oh, did I erase the wrong thing? I think I did. Give me 1 second. That's what I meant to do. I would say to never completely get rid of like designs that you've tried to create, only because you never know, maybe one day you'll like it a lot more than what you thought you did, or you'll come up with another purpose for it. Alright, so we got that situated now. Alright, so now I want to... So now we'll discover together a... So the trick to doing this is you want to do an interesting pose, but you don't want it to be like super obstructed. So like for instance, a pose like this would not be helpful for us. Or we do something that... So something like this, where the character is like bent over quite a bit. This isn't helpful for character design. And the reason for that is because sorry, I just wanted to finish that off. The reason for this is because there's so much stuff that's being blocked. Like what's happening on the chest? Like you're gonna see the chest of enemy characters because in a video game, this is what this is, right? This is a character that's an enemy. You need to see the chest, you need to see the face, you need to see what's on the shoulders, the arms, are there differences and things like that? Are they perfectly symmetrical? Like, so poses like this, while super interesting, aren't good for character design. Now, a pose that might be good is something where, and I'm kind of looking on one of their own character designs actually for this pose. All right, so something like this. So it's still going to end up being dynamic, but it's going to be it's going to also be very open for the viewers to see. And I have to remember that this character is going to be super lanky. I do need to see what the feet are doing on this view. So, yeah, I'm probably going to go with a pose like this. It's dynamic still, but it's static enough for you to be able to see what's happening with this character's like design overall. I am going to pull the head up a bit so I don't obstruct the shoulder too much. This is one thing too that I notice with my art sometimes is that I draw either, it's one of two problems. Either I draw this closer arm way too far out, or that back arm is too close. I think that in this case, I'm going to pull the back arm out a bit just so the character has broader shoulders. And I'm also going to bring the head up just a bit more. And maybe shrink it a little too. Just so we can get the sheer like height of this character in. Actually, no, I think this was fine. Oops, I do want to all right. So now what I am going to do for this is I am going to start to do some more of the anatomy. So we have like a rough design here for what we want our character to look like, as far as their pose and things. But I am gonna go ahead and go into the anatomy quite a bit more than what we did earlier, just so we have a solid foundation to work from. Alright, so let's add some of the muscles here. We'll go for about a half hour more. This is going to come in front here. Messy sketch, yes. So this is a messy sketch phase. You want to be super loose during this part of the process, because the more tense you are, the worse off this is going to be. So one thing that I'm going to do with these characters is I'm going to accentuate the bones quite a bit. So I want there to be a lot of blockiness where bones are going to be. So this is going to be even inclusive of, I always do this incorrectly, so I'm going to look at a reference. I like their ankle bones. Let's see. So I think it's opposites this way and this way. So all right. Here. All right. This is going to be inclusive of the rib cage. Let me see something here. Probably pull this up a bit. Needs to be a bit more rounded. Uh, Probably dry, thin because I'm trying to make it thin, but dry definitely because of all of the lines I've created, I would assume. Alright, so I want to really, like I said, I'm going to accentuate all of these bones in here. So everything, this character should look, when I'm kind of finished, should look pretty emaciated. I might need to look at a reference just a little bit for this particular angle on the arm. I guess it's probably it's like this, right? So not too far from what that is showing. Then this muscle is going to go towards the thumb. So it's going to come up and around. This one's going to come underneath. Here to here. That's okay. Alright, so we get this. And we're gonna get here. Knee is going to be here, so this muscle come up and around, up to here. Get this muscle that'll come in. All right. So another thing that I'm going to try here is I want to make stuff pretty blocky. I haven't really done this with muscles before, so it'll be a bit of a challenge to like have it look decent probably. I think I'm doing a little bit too much here with the leg. I don't think I need all that. here, here, here. I think that's good. Can do some hints. Trust the process. Yeah, I'm getting there. All right. Let's see here. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with this. I don't know if I really need to do too much more for the muscles. At least not for now. I mean, this is gonna, again, this is really sketchy. I'm trying to stay as loose as I possibly can. But pretty happy with how this is coming out. Oh, yeah. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been, was it Coop in the very beginning of me doing like streams and stuff when I was really studying anatomy. I remember somebody had asked if I was a doctor, which was a great compliment because I was studying my butt off trying to learn the muscles and things. I need to definitely get back to that. I mean, I remember most of it, but yeah. Alright, I'll worry about the fingers a bit later. Just sketch something in. I think I'm going to give him 3 fingers. Something like that. Alright. So now we can do this like mask, which I think the eclipse has started. Yeah, 1.5-hour stream. I do want to make the horns rather large for these characters. Alright. Make him just the tiniest bit thinner there. Alright, so we got this going. Cool. So we have the foundation of the body here. Yeah, it's okay if you ask. I'm not sure. Definitely this weekend. I'm gonna check my schedule and see if tomorrow I can stream as well. But we'll see. Is my video choppy? Why has that been happening lately? Thank you. Let me just turn this off and turn it back on. Maybe that'll that help, or will it just die? Okay. Maybe better? It's weird. It shouldn't be choppy. Alright. Alright, so we got this. Alright, and again, I want to accentuate bone structure. I think so. I think we're good. My face cam was like super choppy. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, that was so weird, man. I don't even know if my computer was like on. That's like, it was definitely asleep. So I have no idea how that was happening. That was weird, man. All right. So the last like 30 minutes, I don't even want to cut this like stream short. I wish I could just stream all day, which is a good thing because it means I'm going to come back quickly. But I'm going to try to get like the basic foundation of like his like cloak and stuff in there. But what I'm gonna do again is I'm gonna just make another layer. So rough body cloak. Actually, I'll just call this details. All right. So what I'm gonna do again, pull this down. I'm gonna go in here and start to finalize. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm gonna start to finalize some of this anatomy, which pretty solid stuff actually. I'm pretty happy with the way the anatomy looks. All right, so I want these like pointy bits here. I am gonna look for a reference for this specific, like, uh-oh, Max is about to get angry. Oh, thank you for the hearts, thank you for the hearts. For this specific view, on the arm, it's an odd one. Let me think, where's the midline? So, arms like this. The midline of this arm, if we think of the midline as where the delt meets the humerus bone, it's probably back here. So the delt is hitting here, which now means that the bicep on the midline is going to be he's about to be mad because the mailman, the bicep will be here and then the tricep at the back. So we'll see mostly bicep from this view and then the trap in the back. I think that's what I don't know why it's doing that. I probably just need to get a start using my actual phone when I do this. Let me flip it on and flip it back off, or flip it off then back on. See if that helps. So this pass, I am trying to be a little bit more deliberate with the line work. Just to get something at least slightly more detailed. Actually, let me stop there because I actually don't want to do that too much. This isn't the final part, but this doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of this stuff's gonna get covered up anyways by the clothing I'm about to put on this bad boy. I do want to get this center line in here. do think that this foot is probably a bit too far out. So I'm gonna come up and stop here actually. Go get ready for school. You're fine. You've been hanging out this whole time. I appreciate you. Go get ready for school. Or go get ready to go to bed, I'm guessing, for school tomorrow. I appreciate you though. I'm only going to be on for another like 15-20 minutes, so I just want to maybe get in the rough design for the cloak. Just clean this up a tad. Okay. Well, stay on then. Do whatever makes you happy. There you go. Mailman came finally. Max, that's enough, buddy. Max. 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 Max, that's enough, bud. You got him. He does not like the mailman. Every day. All right. Lucky. All right. Not gonna worry about the head just yet. Let's see what let's get these muscles in here. All right. That was a jump scare. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he's an angry little dude sometimes, man. All right. So let's go ahead and get hair. All right. I'll see you later, Crescent Moon. Have a good one. Nah, Max doesn't bite. He doesn't bite us. He might bite an intruder, I'm not sure. He's also like the tiniest little dog on the planet. I mean, I showed him earlier, but no, not yet. Crescent Moon was leaving, so I just wanted to say goodbye to him. Alright, so we got that in. Alright, so now we have this. So since he has horns, we have to think about how that fits with the mask. So the mask is going to come up like this and around the horns and then down. Get this midline here. Thinking about having it come to a point. And you know, maybe it's not a mask at all. And maybe it's just his actual face. I have this like wacky idea just because it seems like this world, I need to like do some more research on the actual world. But it kind of seems like it is a little bit sci-fi fantasy. So what I'm going to do is give this guy these like 5 circle eyes. And maybe something like this. Just as a placeholder for now. Probably figure out something a bit better for the bottom here. Oops. Okay, let's maybe erase that away. My original design had that gem. So I want to keep that as well. Yes, it is. It is a mask, indeed. I think I need to... Let's get this line in, just to help me with perspective a bit. So one circle will be here. These ones will be a bit closer. Oops. So this is something that I will say that the hair looks like fur. It'll look different as I go. So one thing that I will say that I've learned to do that's been helping me quite a bit is I have been locking like where my zoom in is at, and then I stop, like I try not to zoom in and out too much. And the reason for that is because there's just not, it's not good practice to do. You're going to end up making details and stuff of things that don't really matter. So now the real question is, what do I want to do for the mouth design here? Ooh. I like this. This is creepy looking. Alright. So we got this, and maybe this, since it's not really a mask, can just go around the horns and just becomes part of the head, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it is a mask. I have no idea yet. That's what this is for. Alright. Alright, this will be my last like little thing that I do here. I don't really need that anymore. Guess I could just draw in the horns while I'm here. You want to be friends with this creature? Okay. That's an interesting take. This guy looks like he's about to murder people. Alright, so now let's get in the cloak. Do that. I mean, it's me. Ah, I hear you. Alright. Alright, so I am gonna zoom out now. I'm really liking this design so far. Let me see something here. So there were aspects of the other ones that I wanted to include here. Sounds good to me. Alright, so we have this like consistent triangle and circle. So I'm going to put a triangle here. And this is going to be like a part of the body itself, which is not stealing, but taking inspiration from that and my original design. And then I think what I want to do is I'm going to do like armor like this. Maybe accentuating. Do I want to do that? Let's see. Accentuating that. You know what? No. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save like armor design for a little later. But what I do want to do, and by later I mean like, again, this is excellent nightmare fuel. That's what I like to hear. Hey, not a problem, pumpkin pie. But what I will say is, sorry, what I was trying to say earlier was this is just like the very first like Preta design, right? So these are going to ramp up. So that's like the challenge of being a character designer, is that I'm gonna be ramping this up and making it a little bit more like crazy looking as I go. So this is just like for instance, this is like level 1. Right? I will make like a level 20 and stuff like that of this specific kind of design. I actually don't know if there's much more that I need to really do for this character, to be honest with you. I'm really happy with this design. I think it's creepy looking, which was the intention. You know, maybe and maybe I can look over here. Yeah, there are like a lot of sci-fi elements with this crew. So maybe I can add some like maybe some of these like clothes and stuff are like pretty skin tight, but have like pieces of design on them that would allude to like science fiction-esque components. I will get to that stuff later. I kind of liked the circle here. I think for today though, we'll wrap up. We did a lot. Like, we came up with a completely brand new character design that's much more interesting looking than the one that I had before. It fits I think that fits the theme of like the video game company that I would like to apply for much better than even the last design that I did on the last stream, but it also fits with what I want my manga to be like as well, which is a win-win for me. So yeah, we'll finish up there for now. And I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. I'll check my schedule in just a bit, and I should be able to figure out a good time for us to stream. I'm not sure if I'll finish the entirety of this character next time, but it'll probably come close. This went really quickly. So maybe I will. We shall see. But alright everybody, I appreciate you so much. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I'll try to post tonight when my next stream will be, hopefully tomorrow. I think that I might have a busier day tomorrow. I know that I do. I just need to figure out what time slot I'd be able to sit down for maybe an hour or two and work on this. But anyways, I hope that y'all have a phenomenal day, and I will catch you on the next stream. Peace out. Love all of you. and I'll see you around.